All right, well, good evening. Welcome to Mansfield Boys Soccer JV. We do not often get an opportunity to do this because most years the schedule has the JV playing on different fields, but I thought for the good of everybody we might just film a little 15 minutes of the JV game, let the boys see themselves on the big screen, and getting ready for when they're on varsity, and we'll be on TV all the time. So unfortunately, I do not know a lot of the JV players' names, but sit back and enjoy it. It is now 14 minutes in the fourth quarter, fourth period. Mansfield Attleboro, and Mansfield up in a tight game, 1-0. And I am here with you tonight, working camera and commentary, so we'll see how we do on this. I know right at the end of third period, didn't get it on film, but Mansfield rattled the cage. Not sure who that was exactly, but somebody stuck one in the crossbar or on the post. I couldn't tell for sure. So clearly came close. Mansfield putting on a good show and looking to close this one out. We're at 13 minutes now. There's a driven ball. And it skips ahead deep in attleboro territory. So, for those of you JV fans, this is, like I said, unusual. Normally, most years JV is playing at the same time, or if they're playing on the same day, they're not on alumni field. That ball driven ahead, gathered or knocked away nicely by the sweeper. And I'm not sure what the JV record is either. We are just now halfway through the season. This is actually the sixth game of the season in what is the regular season. Pardon me. Second half of the Attleboro derby, as it were, in some ways. It's a little bit loose term of the word derby, but all the teams playing each other twice per week. And that's not a dangerous ball. Nobody from Attleboro there. Nice play there to keep control. Knock it ahead. Mansfield controlling well. Coming down the right flank. Well done. Ball ahead. Got a player trailing in the behind, running the channel. Can't quite pick that up. I know that. Redhead. That's a Scholes right there. And like I said, 1-0. So 11 minutes. Both teams moving the ball up and down the field. So Mansfield needs to, as we often say, keep it shape. Stay focused. Close out the match or put one away and finish it off. Good control there. Oh. There's no advantage essentially this year for some reason. Not sure why that's the case for referees. I think they're trying to keep the play on the field consistent with the rules, and sometimes if you play advantage, play can continue even after something's not the most appropriate, but this year trying to keep things appropriate for obviously health reasons as well as safety. Subs coming in for both teams, giving some midfielders a break. And we'll have to somehow subtitle this. I'm going to keep saying frequently for those of you who watch the soccer games normally, this is the JV playing right now, not the varsity, because it might be a bit of a head scratcher since most of the times, like I said, we don't get a chance to film any JV games. And there's a driven ball, and Curling towards the post. Keeper had to adjust for that one. A little ambitious from 35 or so, but you never know. Test the keeper. Keep them honest. Attleboro pressing out through the middle. Nice little give and go there. We got runners now coming through. Got to be marked up. They are. Nice job. Oh, a little bit loose now. Guy in the back post, wide open. See if I can play with a little zoom here. Get some close-up shots. That's going to be a corner for Attleboro. Good defensive play. Good hustle to stay after that. Attleboro earns a corner. And teams, I think, still adjusting to what to do with corner kicks this year. Not that you see a whole lot of head balls driven right into the goal, but it's a very different skill set to have to let a lofted ball come down. So we've seen some driven balls on the varsity side of things from Ethan in the last couple of games. And that ball, kind of a line drive, scooped up by the keep. It's a nice little turn, control pass. Good sequence building up here. And that ball now running into the corner. Goalie has to play that, yeah. And let's see, little midfield ball possession. That ball, nice running into space right there. That's good look, good play. Good defensive recovery, heavy first touch. Mansfield's going to be able to pick this up. Attleboro takes one for the team there. It's a good little turn and knocked ahead. Nobody moving back to the ball. Nobody checking back. That's what the midfielder needs when they're fighting for a possession. Ball distributed well by the keep there, and that ball is put back across the middle. Attleboro controlling, and it's going to be, yes, a foul. So inside 7 minutes, Mansfield, I wouldn't say clinging. They're certainly playing even up, or maybe a little bit of advantage on the play against Attleboro. So let's see if we can gut it out here and come up with the win, or like I said, put a second goal in and finish it off. All right, here we go. Let's try some zoom practice. Nothing like a little bit more close up. It is a bit on the warm side for August. August. It would be warm if it were August. For October 21st. A little bit humid and heavy air. Supposed to be even warmer as we move through the rest of the week. But players actually nearly perfect conditions, really, for playing soccer. A little bit of a breeze. And under the lights, I remember from my days, nothing quite like playing under the lights. Adds a little bit of atmosphere to it, and I'm sure these JV players are enjoying this evening. Substitution in number 28. Coming in for 27. And let's see. Mansfield's going to restart here. Ball lofted up. Tough to control those. Often they come right back at you. So, looking like the varsity game, for anybody who's looking for, we're not streaming live, but you may be in 20, 25 minutes. It's already 20 after 6. We've got 4+ minutes left here, so I don't think the varsity may or may not be starting right at 6:45. We'll see what happens there. That ball is going to run on the turf. Yep. But here Coach Bauk saying, and I agree, that's the good look. Just so tough to weight these balls, especially when the turf gets older. They just skip and run. Gotta do some kind of a flop shot with backspin on it almost to get it to stop sometimes. And that's especially true if it were wet and rainy or humid and misty, but that's not the conditions tonight, thankfully. That ball sent out wide, and yep, Attleboro's going to get to it. That's a nice turn there. That is a nice turn, but really not turned quite enough. Keeper right on top of that. Well, that's trouble potentially right there. Oh, keeper taking care of his space right there. Looks like the referee's got words. And yes, that looks like yellow cards for both. So, a couple changes here for Mansfield. Keep swapping out. And Attleboro's got a player going off. So, late in the game, maybe tensions run a little high. Ball bouncing around the box, 1-0. And referee not going to let that get any farther than it did. So curiously, no, yes, we do have time on the field. So not timekeeper, pardon me, down on the field. So the clock is going to stop here at 2 minutes, which it does. Time on the field now with the referees. And, pardon me, lost track of the ball there for a second. Coach Bauk saying time to be a little bit more conservative now. Don't need to be pushing too many players forward. Now there's a nice skill pass right there. A chested pass. I'm not sure I've completely seen it like that offensively on the varsity this season. That is a difficult pass to make. Well done. Very well done. A new technique this year. Sometimes you'll see that on a head ball with a player running by. Harder to do, I would argue, with the chest pass. Something you hardly ever see during normal conditions. So, adapting. So we're down to probably less than a minute. Looks like Mansfield JV is going to be able to pull this one out 1-0. Not sure what the score was in Monday's game. And that's it, just cleared away. Referee's not checking their watches yet, so we may have some time. Simple little restart, not a bad idea. Ball ahead and cleared out. Well done. Coach saying keep your shape, don't stretch the field, don't give them space. That's a deflection, going to take a hop. And it is getting a little bit frantic in some ways down there. Mansfield just trying to eat up the seconds until we get a whistle. There you go, well done. Eat up some clock, knock it out. And that will do it. Mansfield JV coming on the field, celebrating. There they all are. And that's a good win for the JV. Attleboro, it's October 21st. And that is the end of the JV game with the varsity warm-up tape kicking in. So we'll sign off. Congratulations, JV. We'll give them a little zoom. All right. And that's a wrap.